What's up, my Madiatis? How y'all doing? Today I'm doing this natural, glowy, soft glam look for you guys. I name all the products that I use, all the brushes that I use, and all the techniques that I do. Please make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get to the tutorial. What's up, my Madiatis? I had just prepped my skin with my whole skincare routine. I think having like a great base, just very moisturized skin is very, very important in order to achieve a very nice looking, smooth makeup look. Make sure that your face is super moisturized and you have like no dry patches. I also shave the sides of my face too. I haven't done that for a little bit though, but I just use one of those like dermaplane razors and I just like go off the side. I think it makes your makeup look a lot smoother. So that's another thing that I do. So my mirror is gonna be right here in front of me. Right now I'm just pinning back my hair. The front of my hair is very short. I had just gotten a cut and dyed. I went to Vermont to see my family and go for my mom's wedding. And she did my hair, which I love. It's definitely a lot more blonde and shorter, which I wanted. And yeah, I have curtain bangs in the front, and so they definitely get in the way. So I love these little rose gold clips. They're really cute. Right now I'm just going over my eyebrows, just making sure they look good. Before I start, just trimming what I need to. So the first thing that I'm taking is this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm just going to dab it over. Really focusing more on the T-zone area. The first thing that I'm going to take after that, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade, let's see, 3. And it's going to be a lot darker than my face because, as you can see, my neck and my chest are a lot darker because I had gotten a spray tan recently. So I'm just gonna make my face a little bit darker. And I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. So that's kind of how much I put on. But I'm just going to take this. Okay, that's disgusting. We're not using that. All right, so now I'm gonna take my beauty blender. I know it's a little bit dirty. I tried to clean it, but they're so hard to clean. I literally cleaned it. It's clean, okay? It's just stained. We'll call it that. It's stained. So I'm just gonna blend this in with a beauty blender. I always use a beauty blender. I mean, sometimes I'll use like a very dense brush for my foundation, but honestly, it's not very often at all that I do that. So I'm just going to be blending this all into my skin. Yeah, so this last weekend I had gone to Vermont, which is where I'm from. My dad has a camp out on a lake and we stayed there for a few nights and it was super beautiful. We went on a boat ride, we went fishing, we had a very, very amazing dinner and I was able to invite a lot of my family friends. And that night we had tacos, which are my absolute freaking favorite thing in the whole world. We're able to sit out and look over at the lake as we're eating. And then the next morning we made a really, really nice breakfast and all just hang out together again, like looking out on everything. My mom got married to Nate, who is the most wonderful stepdad in the world. I'm so happy for them. Their venue was absolutely beautiful, which I will insert clips of it, and you can like overlook all the beautiful mountains in Vermont, and it was just like absolutely beautiful. And it was super nice to be back at home and see all of my family. Mommy. These are what the table setups are gonna look like. I'm just taking this Luminous Silk Giorgio Armani foundation in the shade 5.5, and I'm just gonna apply it a little bit to the middle of my cheeks. Not everywhere because I don't wanna like put coverage in places that I don't need to, just to keep it looking as soft and natural as I can. In the wedding, it was super exhausting though. I did like everybody's makeup. We are just about to start the wedding. I'm curling my hair. I did these cool little waterfall braids. Here, do a close-up on it. That's what I did on both sides of my hair. I also did literally every single person's makeup on this universe, so it has been a very eventful day, but I'm really excited to see Mom walk down the aisle. I did her makeup as well, and I'm really excited to see her in her beautiful dress. Is there anything you want to add, baby?
No, I think you covered it all. I've just been sitting here being the makeup critic, so.
Yeah, he helps me. Be my little assistant, pass me the things that I need and stuff like that.
I feel like the nurse.
I am taking the NARS concealer in shade Light 2 Vanilla. And I'm just placing this right under my eyes. Maybe a little bit in my nose crease right here. We stayed at a very, very beautiful, beautiful cabin. And it was just the prettiest thing ever. I mean, there's a lot of dead animals, which was super sad. I'm just gonna tell myself that they weren't real and they were fake. And hopefully you guys can do the same. But yes, I did see a lamp made out of deer feet, and that creeped me out a lot, but it was pretty cabin. It was good vibes other than the deer-footed lamp and the 50 animals hanging on the wall, but it was just super cool and super pretty, like cabin vibes. So with the concealer, I like to like kind of just blend it out. I don't like to drag it down too much because I like to, but I think it really lifts your face if you really focus it just like here. Oh, I didn't even like realize, but usually I'll put it like in the middle where I did here, and then I'll place a little bit. I need to look in the mirror so I don't poke my eye. It kind of just gives it that effect that your eyes are lifted. So now that the concealer is on, I'm going to take the matchstick from Fenty Beauty in the shade, what is it? Mocha 03. And I'm just going to put it on my beauty blender. So what I've learned about like cream contour, don't put it directly on your skin because it will like disrupt the foundation that you have under it. Also, I like to really keep my contour very high because like I said, I like to make it more of a snatched look. And so if you do not want to take your contour too low because then it will droop your face. And you also don't want to go too far in because then it looks a little weird. So I like to really just keep the majority of my contour all up right here and keep it pretty high. I like to take it up just a little bit. But back to the wedding, my mom looked absolutely beautiful. She literally looked like a goddess. I can't even get over like how beautiful that she looked. I mean, she's always like so gorgeous. I like to put the contour also up on my forehead and really, really make sure to blend it into your hairline because you don't want that really awkward looking pale thing happening. I know I might look really crazy right now, but it will definitely look a lot better in just a little bit. But I like to take it also right here. I like to just use a beauty blender. I don't know, always has worked really well for me. But yes, there's also a cotton candy machine that was set up at her wedding. And it was so cool. There's so many cool flavors like maple bacon, dill pickle. I mean, I didn't try those. I had the pink champagne. It was so yummy. So the next thing that I want to take is my favorite thing in the whole world. I got it before it blew up on TikTok, thank God. Because like I cannot find this anywhere. But I have the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush right here in the shade, what shade is it? Happy. And I also like to keep my blush like super high, like where your highlighter usually goes. I think the blush ties everything together super, super well. But you always want to blend up. So after I do that, I'm going to take my the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So really just make sure all the creases are out, and then just gonna press the powder into my under eye and then drag it out just a little bit like that. Pat in the excess that's on here kind of just all around my face. I'm taking the Morphe M405. Just gonna pat in the powder and just dust my whole face. All I'm doing is taking my beauty blender and dabbing it into this Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder in the shade 2 medium, and I'm just pressing it into my under eyes and dragging out just a little bit just to maintain that more fox eye effect. And then I'm just going over my chin and my nose crease, just focusing a lot on my T-zone just to make sure it's really set. I'm gonna go over all the creams that I did with powders. I'm going to take this Hoola Benefit bronzer, just the regular one that I've used since like 6th grade. And I'm taking the Morphe, oh no! The number came off. Shoot! That's how long I've had these brushes. I mean, I clean them. Like, they're clean, but I've had them for a really long time. That really sucks, but it's the one that looks like this, and it has a little bit of an angle, and I like to take the longer side of the curve and put it just like this on my face. A little bit more careless with my bronzer than I will with my contour, but I still really like to keep it high and just in this spot. Put it on my jaw, my neck. Really make sure that your neck and your face match, because if they don't, it's not very cute. So really just make sure you're blending it down. Sometimes when you want to achieve the more like lifted effect, you don't want to put your bronzer up here because you want that part to be lighter. But just for my face shape, I like to take the bronzer up, but it all depends on your face shape. That is what's nice about makeup. I think obviously there's good techniques to do, but you really just kind of have to test it out and see what works best on your face. And I've learned that kind of taking it up on my face just really enhances my cheekbones, and I think it looks really good. And I'll just fill up at my nose and my forehead. Right now it's super matte, but because we use such a glowy primer and foundation, once we put the setting spray on, it will kind of like take that glowiness right back out. I'm going to be taking this one. I like a little bit more of a softer brush for my blush, but this is the Luxie 522 brush, the tapered highlighter brush. So I'm going to be taking the Benefit Krista blush, this one right here. It is in the shade Strawberry Pink blush. It is very, very, very pink. I love it. I think it looks so pretty. I'm just going to apply this. This one's very pigmented, so I'm just applying it in this small area of my upper cheekbone, kind of like where my highlighter goes. I'm going to take my powder brush I took earlier, the Morphe M405, and I'm just going to blend my contour, my blush. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I'm just going to spray that all over my face. All right, so I'm going to take another beauty blender, and I'm just going to very lightly tap in setting spray. As you already can see, like I have a lot of that glow already back into my face. But the thing is like it's super set, like it's not gonna go anywhere. Because normally when I do glowy looks, a lot of people don't use powder because you want to keep it really glowy, but this is kind of a way that you can really make sure your face is very set because you are using a very glowy base at the beginning, and then you're going to be putting powder on, but then I go back in with a very nice setting spray, and then it kind of takes out that glow that's underneath the powder and kind of melts your powder a little bit. So now that your face is also a little bit damp, this is the perfect time to apply your highlighter. This is the Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish by MAC. This is what it looks like. Super pretty. I like more of a glowy highlighter and less of a glittery highlighter. I'm taking the Morphe M501 and just apply it pretty high. on my cheekbone. I'll put a little tiny bit on my chin, tiny bit on my nose, and then on my bridge. And then right above my eyebrow, I'll put just a little bit. Highlighter makes such a difference. All right, so I'm going to be taking my Hoola bronzer again. I'm just going to take the Morphe M433 and just apply it all over my eyelid. I'm going to be taking the Morphe Madison Beer Channel Surfing Artistry palette, and I'm going to be taking this color right here on a very angled little eyebrow brush. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills 7B brush. And I'm just going to very lightly tap my brush into it and then create little wings. But I'm gonna need a lot of focus, so I'll be right back. So now I'm just going to be taking a mix of this color right here and a little tiny bit of the one I was using for eyeliner. And then kind of just going in my crease. This is the Morphe M433. Blend the eyeliner in with the eyeshadow a little bit. Because I don't like my wings to be too harsh. I like to keep them pretty natural. So, and now I'm taking the Morphe M124. And then I'm taking the Hoola bronzer again. And very lightly just dabbing it, and I'm just gonna do my under eye with eyeshadow a little bit, just like the very end of it, and blend it up to the eyeliner. I don't like to go too far in with it, because if you end up going too far in, then it kind of drags your eye down a little bit. The more dense your brush is, the more pigment it's going to give off, and especially if you use a lot of pressure. So you just want to be able to use a very light hand and only put a very little bit on your brush, because you do not want to make your under eyes look too dark. I'm going to be using the Sephora eye pencil in white, and I'm just going to apply a little bit to my bottom waterline because it really opens your eye. You do not want to put too much pressure when you're putting this on your under waterline, because then it will be too white and then you'll look a little funny. Because once it's too white, which I've done, I just looked creepy. Less is more. That's kind of something I've learned when it comes to makeup. Taking the Gimme Brow brow setter in shade 3. But I'm just brushing them up and then going over the top of them. I'm going to apply Ardell Lash Trios. They look like this. And I'm just gonna apply a few of them to the ends of my lash. So now I'm taking the Morphe M124, and I am taking this second color from the Madison Beer palette, and I'm applying it to my inner corner and my eyebrow bone. I'm using the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. For the last step of my makeup routine, I'm going to be taking the Lip Cheat Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to outline my lips. And I like to kind of erase my Cupid's bow, so I will just go straight across, and then I'll go up a little bit on the bottom. After I outline all of my lips, I will just kind of take the color and then drag it down and cover my whole lip with it and like blend it throughout my whole lip. Sometimes I'll add gloss, but right now I don't really want to add a gloss. I kind of just want to keep it matte, but yeah. So that is the finished makeup look for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below some more video ideas you'd like to see from me. I'll see you guys in the next one.